One of Joe Biden's biggest blunders of the year is not that he can't talk right or that he's sniffing kids. It's that he has decided to help Ukraine. Now, look, I don't know as much as other people know about the war over there because we have too many of our own problems for me to be like, oh my God, I got to check on Ukraine every other day. Oh no, Russia's talking about nukes again. It's just not something on my mind. But something that is on my mind is if we have to go to World War III. And I gotta tell everybody, we're already there. We're in full-blown World War III right now with what's going on in the Middle East, the fact that Russia is backing Iran, who the hell knows what's going on with NATO, Ukraine wants entry into NATO. It's just kind of a cluster. So with the possibility of World War III happening at any point nowadays, I'd like to officially welcome you to Conflict of Nations, a free online player versus player strategy game where you take command in World War III. Choose any real-world nation to lead and play against up to 128 players in real time with games lasting up to a couple weeks long. Build your powerful army with tanks, jets, nuclear submarines, then lead them to battle. You can declare war on your neighbors or forge alliances to outsmart your enemies. And with cross-platform play, you can play both on a mobile phone and a computer, so you can play anytime, anywhere. So I've asked them to give you guys an exclusive offer. Here it is. Click the link below and claim $13,000 of free gold and a 1-month premium subscription absolutely free. Don't wait, click the link below the video. I'll see you in the fight. There is a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world today, and I'm just trying to figure out how we got here. Joe Biden decided to pardon Hunter Biden recently, and what an astounding accomplishment for the president. I mean, what are you telling the world if you can't hold your own son accountable? You're telling the world that you're letting a lot of shady stuff go on in your government. And you have been for the past 4 years. I mean, seriously, look at the amount of stuff that is out there on Hunter Biden. He's got a video of him holding a gun naked, weighing crack rock with hookers in the room. But you're like, no, dude, it's all good. It's my son. I'm going to pardon him. And just so the whole world knows. And also, I'm going to take back what I said, or at least what I posted. No one is above the law. You sure, brother? Because it kind of seems like Hunter Biden is above the law. By the way, I think it was a blanket pardon. So for all the tax charges, the gun charges, and I imagine anything else that could come up. Like, I don't know, his dealings with Ukraine and the fact that you were a part of it. But how did we get here? Joe Biden decided to be Captain Save-A-Ho or Save a Country or Save Zelensky. And Joe Biden decided to start giving our tax money to Ukraine. So let me just kind of throw this into perspective here, Joe. You're spending our money, not yours, the American people's, on a different country, especially against a military powerhouse like Russia. You think a couple of missiles, you think a couple $1 billion is going to fend off Russia? Okay. Well, now we are in the war, to put it simply, because we sent these missiles called ATACMS to Ukraine, and now they're using those to launch into Russia, and they're hitting targets like airfields. Check this out. Now, look, I think people can get maybe a little bit delusional when it comes to war, stuff like that, which is fine, but why don't we put ourselves in Russia's shoes for a second? If for some reason the U.S. decided to, I don't know, go over and say, we want Canada, right? We want your snow and your bacon, and we don't want it shipped here anymore. We just want to take over your land. The snow part was not a part of the shipping. We got enough here. And let's say that Canada did not have enough weaponry or money to hold us off. So China decided to start giving them missiles to shoot into the U.S. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to do that. Are we looking at Canada and saying, wow, you guys suck? How could you fire off missiles? Or would we be looking at China saying, oh, you hate us? You hate us too? You want some of this? I mean, you're giving them missiles, so it's got your name on it. It says Xi Jinping right on the side of this missile. I don't know. I feel like naturally you would say, okay, China's a part of this now. And that's kind of where we're at. Russia looks at it like we're a part of it.
Day after the US finally gave permission for Ukraine to fire American long-range missiles into Russia, Kyiv has done so. Its attack on a target within Russia's recognized territorial borders was confirmed by both Moscow and by officials in Washington. The change in US policy comes at a critical time, with the Biden administration due to give way to that of Donald Trump in January. Moscow says the strike hit the Bryansk region this morning. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that they will react accordingly. Today marks 1,000 days since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And this latest development is being watched very carefully by world leaders at the G20 summit in Brazil. More on that in a moment. But first, our Russia editor Steve Rosenberg has this report from Moscow.
Breaking news on Russian TV. Claims that Ukraine had fired 6 American ATACMS missiles into Russia's Bryansk region, though no reports of casualties. The response from Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said the missile attack was a signal that the West wants to escalate the conflict.
So, we're in it. World War III has started. There's going to be another war, and U.S. troops in bulk numbers are most likely going to be sent overseas. Unless Trump can do some fantastic negotiating, but I think it's a little too far at this point. Biden has screwed this up beyond repair. And yeah, he pardoned Hunter, but I think Trump should have Joe Biden charged for his dealings in Ukraine, Burisma, a gang of stuff.